Hi, now I am so excited today. This is a fabulous project we're about to do. Now, my name is Lynn, but I'm better known as Nana Lynn by all the children on my classes. I am a professional artist and a qualified teacher, and I've been teaching for many years. Anyway, let's get started on this fun drawing, shall we? See you in the studio. Bye-bye for now. Now, this painting is not just for you younger children, it's for children really up to teenage age group, because this is quite an interesting painting. It's going to be a sunset with a palm tree and a couple of people walking on the beach. Okay, you need some paper, of course, and we're going to use acrylic paints, but you can use any paints that you've got. I'm sure they'll be fine. And we're going to use these couple of brushes. This is a nice big thick fat one, and a nice thin skinny little brush with a nice point. Now put on your palette some nice red paint, black paint, white paint and yellow paint, and that's all of the colours you're going to need. Anyway, get some yellow, bob it into that white, loads and loads of it. Don't have to mix it all together completely, just enough like that. Put lots and lots, and with that big brush, going to put loads of that paint all across the sky. Now look how I'm painting. I'm going back and forward, side to side, and that's how I'm using the brush as well. Look how I turn my hand and I paint that in all very carefully. Don't go pushing the brush around, because that will spoil the brush and it won't be good on the painting either. Just go side to side and turn your hand. See how I'm turning my hand? And just keep on covering that paper with this yellowy white paint, thick paint. Keep on picking up lots, because I want that paint to still be wet when we put in the red colour next, to make this lovely sunset colour in the whole of the painting. Okay, can you see now I've picked up some of that red, big pieces of red on that brush, and again I'm going back and forward and blending it in to that yellow colour underneath. Now I don't want to cover the whole of the yellow with this red, I just want to cover some of the yellow, because it's got to look like a nice sunset. So again, keep on picking up bits of red and going back and forward carefully with that brush. Turn your hand so that you're not pushing that brush. There you go. Can you see how that's coming into a nice sunset already? Just by using those colours and blending them together, going back and forward with the brush, side to side. Cover all the paper. Make sure you cover the whole of the paper. All right? Because we're going to go on top with some other colours and make the sunset painting. Do you know how we're going to draw the people in this painting in a minute after we've done the tree? We're going to make them look like carrots. I bet you think, what? Carrot people? That's weird, that's strange. But I promise you, they look really good when they're painted. Anyway, let's now mix up the colour we want for the foreground, and for the carrot people, and for the palm tree. So we're going to put all this black and red together, loads and loads of it. Okay, that's all we're going to do. But first thing we're going to do is put that big blackish colour into this foreground, a sort of kind of little lump at the side of the paper. It's going to be that little bit of a slope, like maybe a sand dune at night time. Have you ever been on a sand dune? They're fun to play on sand dunes. I used to do it a lot when I was a young child in Cornwall. I used to love running on the sand dunes. Okay. So now pick up that nice small round brush, and we're going to start to paint the palm tree. So lots and lots of that same colour, but we're going to take some of it off the brush. We don't want too much of it on the brush, okay? Not so much like we did before. So wipe off the brush and just pick up a little bit on the tip of the brush for now. And we're going to start painting that palm tree. So again, even with a small brush, we're pulling that brush. Look, I'm pulling it, not pushing it. And I'm working up the page, and I'm kind of making a big curl shape. We're going to have our palm tree kind of leaning over slightly as if it's being blown in the breeze. And now I'm getting that palm tree thinner and thinner and thinner. Can you see? I'm using the tip of the brush now. So it's gone from a thick tree trunk into a thin branch at the bottom. Now, this is the fun bit. With the tip of the brush, in that thin part of the tree trunk up right at the top. Really, it's going to be a palm leaf. We're going to do all these little curls. Can you see? Lots of little curls. Don't do them straight. Don't do them straight. Make them little curls. Just paint those little curls in. Can you see how it's looking like a palm tree leaf already? Now another one above. And keep on painting that colour in, that blacky red colour. Because it's going to look like the tree's kind of in silhouette because it's the sunset. And again, put in with the tip of the brush all those little round curvy bits. Those little curly bits. Make them, that's it. Got them in nice. This is just the way to do it. Little curls with the tip of the brush. Don't they look good? It's looking like a palm leaf, isn't it, already? And I think we'll put one in the opposite direction now. This is a bit more tricky to do because you've got to practice this very much so. It's quite tricky to do that kind of angle with your hand. You can always turn the paper upside down and round the other way if it's more easy for you. But it's good to practice moving your hand to get that kind of control of your paintbrush and your paints. So I'm doing the same thing. I'm making those little palm leaves, very little, those little curly bits, like little curly bits. It's making that nice palm leaf. Looking good now, isn't it? Starting to look really good. Maybe, do you think it needs another couple? I think so. Maybe we'll have 5 palm leaves in total. This one can be a smaller one, I think. So again, we're doing the same thing. Doing that one big line and lots of little lines from it. Lots of little curls from it. One here as well. There we go. I think that will do fine for our palm tree. Doesn't it look good? Now, let's do a few little kind of grassy bits at the bottom. There we go, with the tip of the brush. That adds a little bit more interest on the base of the tree, doesn't it? They sort of look like little new palm trees sprouting out from the ground, little baby ones. Okay, how have you caught up with me, all right? How are you doing? So now, the carrot people, yes. Now, if I put them way off in the distance here, they're going to look small and they're going to be in the distance. If I do them bigger, they're going to look closer up, aren't they? Let's do them small in the distance. So just draw a carrot shape. And the next one slightly lower, but the feet come into the same point. Another little carrot shape, simple as that. And then with your small round paintbrush, pick a tiny bit of a paint on the tip of the brush and very carefully paint inside your carrot. Okay, so take your time over this because what you don't want is that to lose that carrot shape. You want to do this very neatly if you can. And again, it's something to practice, just putting a little tiny bit of paint on the tip of the brush. That way you'll have more control of where the paint goes. And this is the little other one, the smaller person, right next to the bigger person. Again, just using the tiny tip of the brush with just a little bit of paint on. The head doesn't have to be a perfect round shape, and don't make it very big, otherwise it'll look wrong. The arm on one side, okay, just touching against the carrot. And there you go, that's the arm on the other little carrot. And the arms in the middle, I'm going to make them look as though they're holding hands. Oh, isn't that sweet? So romantic. Here we go. Let's do that now. Carefully do it. Don't make them too thick and too bulky. They only are really tiny little lines. That's all they are. They don't really look like arms. You see, these people, these carrots, they just give you the idea that's who people are walking along the beach. They're not looking like real people. They're just what you call an impression. Now, I imagine that the sun or moon or whatever is up in the sky making all these lovely colours reflecting down, I think it's going to make a shadow. So let's paint them round the other way, sort of upside down, shadows. So it's exactly the same thing, but reversed. But make sure you put a little tiny bit of water in the paint so you thin it down so it becomes a little bit more transparent. You don't want the shadow to be as dark as the people are, otherwise it would look wrong. And there you go. Now I'm going to show you how easy it is to put in a moon or a sun. So get something that's kind of rounded shape like this and press that down into that yellowy white mix of paint that we mixed right at the start of the drawer of the painting, and just make sure it covers the whole of that lid, that round lid. Now, simply press it onto your painting. Okay, just like that. Now, of course, that background yellowy red colours need to be dry. And of course, you need to wipe over the lid, take off all that wet paint. I'm going to just use my finger, just there you go, just touching where it didn't quite press down well enough. And there you go. We've got that moon or sunshine, whichever it is that you want it to be. And there you go. That's the painting finished. Wasn't it easy? Wasn't it fun? Now, I know the most difficult part was that palm tree, and you're going to need to practice that, but that's the way it is. Everything takes practice. And of course, you can see what I'm doing now. I'm putting in my signature. I sign all my paintings with my initials, LRH, but you can sign yours with your name, your initials, or part of your name, whatever your signature, whatever you want your signature to be is fine. Just do the same thing on all your artwork. So I hope you enjoyed your class with me today and you are looking forward to the next class, because I know I am. Now I'd like to ask you a big favour. Would you ask your adult to like my channel and share my channel so other children can enjoy it too? And would you ask them to subscribe? I would be very, very grateful for the support. Anyway, thank you again for joining my class, and I hope to see you soon. So bye-bye for now. Bye-bye from Nana Lynn. Bye-bye.